Hello and good evening. Thank you for, excuse me, thank you for joining me for this episode of Something Chat Show where Tom Jr. Jackson presents after we review episode 14, So I Married an Axe Murderer. And just so we go over this again, as always, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel and the channels down below in the description box. And as always, please check out Positive Fandom, hosted by RM, where she does unboxing, reviews, watch-alongs, reviews for TV shows, movies, Indian movies, regular movies. She does it all. She has a show on her channel every Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, called Sunday Brunch Live with co-host Russ Whitfield. And there they parlay all the pop culture news that's fit to print. So check out that channel. And also check out the Post Geek Singularity, with shows such as Midnight Musings, with hosts Robert Meyer Burnett, RM from the Positive Fandom channel, and Leo Rockwell from the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel. Also, there is Midnight Metal with Robert Meyer Burnett and director Dave Parker. There's Let's Get Physical Media with Robert Meyer Burnett and everybody's favorite German trash panda, Dieter Bastian. And Whining About Movies with Robert Meyer Burnett and his co-pilot, his ride or die, Elizabeth Gwendolyn Bell. And finally, there's Observations with your captain, Robert Meyer Burnett. And for as low as 99 cents, you too can be a member of the Post Geek Singularity. It's all down. Links are in the description. So let's get on to our show. So there's a cult film that I've been a fan of for a very long time, and it's both strange, funny, and weird. It would be called So I Married an Axe Murderer. Now, in this movie, Mike Myers, who has been in Shrek, Wayne's World, Wayne's World 2, Shrek 2, Shrek Forever, Shrek Ever After, Shrek and the Golden Curse. And there's so many titles for it. He plays a poet who lives in San Francisco, who has a fear of commitment, like many people do. He begins to think his girlfriend, who was played by Nancy Travis, who's been in the show Becker. She was in Three Men and a Baby, Three Men and a Little Lady. She was on Last Man Standing with Tim Allen. She's very funny in this movie. He begins to think his girlfriend, who was played by Travis, might have a thing for killing her significant others. Now, as I said before, I've been very fond of this movie for a very, very long time, since it first came out. And this film was coming off the heels of Wayne's World. And I believe this is one of the first films that Mike Myers ever played multiple characters in it. So this may be the first one. So very a la Austin Powers. It just shows his brilliance to do that, his comic skills, his acting skills. He's great, and as like great as a romantic lead, but he's also great doing his slapstick like SNL type skit stuff. Um, this movie has it all. Excuse me. This movie has it all, and it has a very funny story. It has great actors and fantastic cameos galore. The cast of this movie are Mike Myers, Nancy Travis, Anthony LaPaglia from Without a Trace, I believe is the show. He was in Empire Records, which somewhere down the line we'll be doing a review of that. Amanda Plummer, who you all know as Honey Bear from or Sugar, or I forgot what her name was. She was in that first shot of Pulp Fiction, and she's also bookended into the last shot as well. Very funny in this movie. And the cameos are galore with the cameos by Alan Arkin, Debbie Mazur, the late great Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman has a role in this movie. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it is very, very funny, and it'll make you laugh. It is one of my favorites in this film, and it's funny. Stephen Wright is in it. Michael Richards from Seinfeld, and the late great Charles Grodin. Oh, excuse me. The late great Charles Grodin, who his cameo, it's perfect. And if you know the types of guys that he plays, it's perfect. And you'll see when you see it, you'll be like, oh, he's right. That's a great B storyline. So the A storyline is Myers thinking that his girlfriend, played by Chavez, is a axe murderer or a serial killer. The B story in it is between LaPaglia and Alan Arkin, and it's very, very funny because Arkin plays LaPaglia. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced it. He plays the boss, and it is Alan Arkin at his finest and comedic best in this film. He is hilarious. And like I said before, this is one of the most underrated movies. You don't hear that much about. Just like Blind Date is an underrated movie. So I Married an Axe Murderer has a cult following, but it's an underrated movie. And it's worth checking out. And it's a fun movie. It really is. It's a very, very fun movie. So the question remains in this film, did Mike Myers marry an axe murderer? Well, you'll just have to find out by watching the film and seeing. Like many movies from the 90s, which this movie is from, it's from 1993. Wayne's World came out in 92. So like this movie, it has a very 90s feel. The music is very 90s. It takes place, some of it takes place in a coffee shop, which in San Francisco, a lot of people go to coffee shops or coffee bars instead of like bars, you know. Nancy Travis plays a butcher in the film, and she accidentally cuts the tip of her middle finger off her left hand because she was paying so much attention to the antics of Mike Myers in one scene that she started yelling, cut, 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 cut. And they thought they meant for her to cut the scene, but she meant her finger. But luckily, they found someone, a doctor, to come in, and he's sewn that tip back on. Let's see here. Excuse me for the yawning, folks. been a very long day, but when is it now? Napoleon had a hard time controlling himself because in this movie, Mike Myers not only plays himself, but he plays his father. And when Mike Myers was playing his father, LaPaglia was having a very hard time controlling himself from laughing because Mike Myers was just too funny, just very, very funny doing those scenes. Sharon Stone at one point wanted to be in a movie. She wanted to play a double role. The director said no, and she walked away from the part, as well as Kim Basinger turned it down. People considered for the film were Chevy Chase and Woody Allen, and Albert Brooks and Martin Short didn't like the main character of the film. This is one of those little films that you need to see. Maybe not really need to see, but you should watch it, make an opinion for yourself. But it's a fun movie. It is one of my favorites there. And I know I say that a lot, but this is like in cult classic films, underrated films, this is one of them. And I enjoy it a lot. So that's the end of the review. And I want to thank you all for coming and watching and commenting and subscribing to my channel. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. The channel's below, and check out the links. And as always, folks, please remember, wherever you go, wherever you are, whether it be Earth, any planet in the galaxy, I should say, that we are all goof people, meaning we all make goofs in our lives, but that doesn't mean that we are bad people. So thank you, and have a pleasant tomorrow.